The Mobile County Public Schools presents Homeroom.
Hi, and welcome to Homeroom, where we introduce you to the educators and the students that make Mobile County Public Schools the best school system in the nation. I'm your host, Renee Phillips, Director of Communication for Mobile County Public Schools. And today we're going to be talking about one of the most exciting projects that we've had going on in a while, in fact, in 200 years. We're talking about the new Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies, which is being renovated right now with plans to open it in August of 2021. And joining me, I have Dr. Amanda Jones, who's the principal of Barton Academy, and also Elizabeth Stevens, who is president of the Downtown Mobile Alliance and the Barton Academy Foundation. So hello. Dr. Jones, tell me, what is the Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies?
Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies will be a world-class school that we're focusing on international and global studies. So we know that Mobile has a lot of history. We have a lot of different cultures and business owners in Mobile who represent a lot of different cultures. And so we really want to work with our students to expose them to our global community. And so Barton Academy will have many opportunities for our students to have hands-on learning, project-based learning, where they're going to be exploring real-world problems and how they can solve those problems. So it's really going to be a fantastic place to be.
And it is a one-of-a-kind school that we're going to be proud of, and it is a culmination of the hard work of so many people over several years. I remember, about 10 years ago or so, it was a dream, and then the community rallied together to make it possible. So Elizabeth Stevens with the Barton Academy Foundation, congratulations. You did something that we didn't know if it could be done. You raised $14 million for the interior renovation. So what was it like for you to be a part of that?
Oh, it was, I always say it was kind of the opportunity of a lifetime to be involved in the rebuilding of a school, and certainly of one that is of the importance in terms of the structure and the history for Mobile and the region and the state, really, with it being the first public school building and the first public school system in the state. And it's, it's nestled in the heart of downtown, and it's obviously a landmark on Government Street. And we just, I'm just so fortunate to have been a part of this long journey, but nonetheless, in the end, successful journey to get the school open in 2021.
And you and I have talked about this several times, just that you can't go very far in Mobile without running into someone from their family graduated from Barton, or it's just such a special place for them. So just why do you think so many people were interested in taking part in this project?
I think people have different reasons, and we certainly found that in the fundraising process. Some people, like you say, we're interested because of the history and because of familial relationships to people who went there. Some people were interested because they know how important it is to the revival of our city, the revival of downtown. Some people are interested because they believe in that education is the future for Mobile, and it brightens the opportunities in the future. So it was a mix, and the fun thing in the fundraising process was to figure out what is going to motivate each donor and to then communicate that, and what an opportunity to have a project where something touches on so many different interests, and this one certainly did.
It sure did. And so was there a point when you realized that, hey, we're getting close to this goal, we're going to do it, and we're going to be able to open Barton Academy again?
Yeah, I think it was the last quarter of 2019 when the private fundraising piece of it got close enough that we knew we could pull the trigger on the tax credit part of the financing, and because each one had to kind of move along at its own pace, and so we were fortunate to find investors on the tax credit side and to get allocations from the state and approval from the feds on the historic tax credit side, but also that the private fundraising effort came in strong enough to be able to pull the trigger on both. And so it was touch and go, but we got it done in late 2019. And then it was just kind of a matter of getting all the volumes of paperwork and the legal documents put together so that we went to closing in the spring of 2020.
And I remember when I first heard about the historic tax credits. That was a brilliant move on your part that y'all were able to figure out how to secure those, and that takes the involvement by the state. So what is a historic tax credit, and what can that money be used for?
Sure. Well, it started as the nation's preservation program, and the federal government created a federal historic tax credit in the 70s, and to be the nation's historic preservation program. And it's had many iterations through the years, but still is a very smart and influential program. It calls for the project to be kind of pre-approved in terms of what is going to be done to the building itself, in terms of protecting the interior and the exterior integrity, what makes it historic, in other words. But then requires that the developer, in this case us in the school system, do all the work and do it properly, and then get approved, and then the tax credit becomes available. And many states have then created a companion state historic tax credit, and Alabama did that in the mid-teens, 20-teens, and so we were able to associate that. And then we're also using federal new markets tax credits also in this deal. So it's a complicated financing structure, but new markets are for investments in low-income areas, which of course downtown is, and so and the investors really love the idea of putting a school back and in this historic building, and the type of concept that the school is going to be.
So the location in downtown Mobile helped to get some grants, as well as the history of this building, because Barton Academy, it was Alabama's first public school building. It was built in 1836, and it's just hundreds of years of history with it being that. And so Dr. Jones, you've been involved on the curriculum side. What has it been like just seeing this historical building and bringing it alive with something that's going to be anything but historic?
Well, it's a really exciting opportunity because there is so much history, but like you said, there's going to be the interior is completely renovated, and so in this historic building we're going to have the top of the line 21st century classrooms and spaces. And so at Barton, we're going to be offering many opportunities for students to be exposed to just really a wide array of learning opportunities. For example, they'll have multiple world language opportunities. We'll have an entrepreneurial emphasis. We'll offer everything from sports to just every type of learning experience that you can imagine. And so, it's just a wonderful opportunity to be able to bring students back into this historic building, but have these unique spaces as well. So we'll have collaborative lounges, collaborative labs, and through project-based learning, what that means is that students will have an opportunity to really work together on real world problems. And so they're learning their content not in isolation, like a lot of times you'll see in schools where you may go to this class and then you go to this class. At Barton, there'll be a lot of cross-curricular learning where students get to learn through what they're doing, instead of just solely through lecture and that style. So it's a really exciting opportunity.
So one thing that I've loved about this project is that we're keeping that historical integrity on the outside. So the Mobile County School Board invested $4 million on the exterior renovations. The Barton Academy Foundation has raised $14 million for the inside, which is going to look like a state-of-the-art, innovative school, and together it's going to combine to be the Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies. So we are about to have to break for a commercial, but when we come back, we'll talk more about the curriculum and the community involvement of the Barton Academy, and we'll even get a peek on the inside of the Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies. So stay tuned.
What's the matter, baby? You're not feeling good?
School-aged children are at a higher risk of getting and spreading germs and viruses. To help protect the spread, students are encouraged to stay home when sick. Parents, it's important for your child to remain at home at least 24 hours after they no longer have a fever of 100 degrees or higher without the use of medications. Please help us maintain a healthy learning environment.
Hello, I'm Renee Phillips, your host of Homeroom.
Will you join us as we talk with the students, teachers, and staff about all of the great things happening in our schools?
That's right, Renee. Not only are we here to keep you informed about the great things happening in our schools, but to also keep you updated on safety issues.
Our show, Safe Schools, looks at ways to keep your child and our students safe.
Not only are we looking at ways to keep your child and our students safe, but to keep you informed on how to connect with us.
Manténgase informado aquí en Conexión a Padres.
And we also score big from pre-K to high school with MCPSS Athletics.
And then Inside Education puts it all together for you, showing you the ins and outs about news and events taking place across the Mobile County Public School District. We do this to keep you informed.
Welcome back to Homeroom, where we are learning about one of the most exciting projects that we've been able to be a part of in Mobile County Public Schools, and that is the renovation of Barton Academy, which in August of 2021 will open as the Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies. And this has been a true community effort. The school board invested $4 million to renovate the exterior of the building, and then the Barton Academy Foundation raised $14 million for the inside to be completely renovated into a state-of-the-art school. And we have Elizabeth Stevens here with the Barton Academy Foundation, and it was just such a great community effort, and I know there were many donors involved. So talk to us about the donors.
Well, we have over 500 donors, and really literally everything from $5 to $1.5 million in donations, and everyone was important. There were a few, I'd say, kind of critical moments in the campaign where some folks stepped up to kind of to keep it from dying and taking it to the next, and instead took it to the next level. And one of those would be the Heron Chandler Foundation, who very, very early on pledged, before anybody else would even talk to us, pledged $250,000, and then came back and pledged another $250,000, and then we were struggling again at some point about 2 years ago, and the Bedsole Foundation stepped up with a $250,000 gift and then a second $250,000 gift. And both of those really sent a message through the community that this thing was possible, that this thing was going to happen. And then, of course, the major gift was the Ben May Charitable Trust that came in at $1,250,000, and then another gift as well. And they stepped in with a challenge grant that also just said great things to the community about the fact that this was going to happen. And so, but all those three caused a lot of smaller foundations to give, but more importantly, a lot of individuals to give. And that's what I think has been so exciting about this effort, was to see so many diverse gifts coming in to support it, and also they're still coming in, which is good, because we financed a little bit of the expenses, and so every gift still counts, every gift is still important, and every gift is still much appreciated, honestly.
And I followed along this whole time, and like you said, like there'd be some interest, and then you wouldn't hear anything for a while, and then you get a big donation. And I do think it's very significant that you said there were hundreds of people that were involved. This is a project that Mobile is behind, right? Like, it's a well-loved building, a well-known building. So you think that helped more people be interested and to give?
Absolutely. It's such a, again, the building, as we discussed earlier, carries so many positive memories in the lives of so many families here, and that carried that made a lot of donations happen. Of course, we're excited about the fact that a whole new generation, it'll be open to all children in Mobile County, and we're excited about this new era of the building that will welcome children from all cultures and all races, and so that's important, and I think that was important to many of the donors as well.
You're right, it is a new era. So what do you think about, and what do your donors think about the academic program that we've designed for Barton?
Oh, they love it. So much of the business community and the fabric of our city is about the fact that we're a port city and that we've, since our beginning, we have welcomed people from all over the world and been a place of trading for goods and services and information and knowledge throughout the world. And so this just kind of cements our place and I think does a great job of educating children who may not get out of Mobile County, but helping them see the greater world out there and dream big and to dream and create companies and bring them back and headquarter them in Mobile and do good works all over the world. So we love the concept that the school system came up with.
That's right, because we are a port city, we're a global community. And speaking of the curriculum, Dr. Jones has been involved in the curriculum for about 2 years now, and she has been recently named the principal of Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies. So tell us more about it. I know we've been in the building, we've looked at it floor by floor. It's going to be a unique opportunity for our students. The classrooms look different than any other school I've seen before. So talk to us about that.
Yes, it's definitely going to be a unique school. And, you know, when you think about Barton has 3 floors, and on each floor, the spaces are just so unique and special. The first floor of Barton, the entire right-hand side, if you're looking, say, from Government Street, there's a really large media center area, and then around the corner from that is the student collaborative lounge and also a student collaborative lab. Again, there are just going to be a lot of technology infused within the building and giving students the opportunity and understanding of how to use this technology to connect with their global community. And then when you move to the second floor, we have a number of classroom spaces, and again, they're going to be set up in these collaborative pods. We also have a music room and also a room dedicated to art. And on the third floor, we have a STEM lab, which will have many opportunities. We'll have AR and VR, we'll have 3D printers, so we'll have, you know, robotics. So that opportunity for STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. Even though, you know, our school and emphasis is world and global studies, we know that having those STEM related fields, you know, it just really intertwines. And so there's going to be a strong emphasis on that as well. And so really floor by floor, you know, we have multiple science labs, we have multiple computer labs. So we have lots of unique learning opportunities. Really anything that you can imagine is going to be within Barton Academy. We're even looking at ways to create some different production studios so that we could have, you know, video production and even music production. And so we're really, and tying in that entrepreneurial emphasis where you're realizing that what you're learning through this, you know, the STEM labs and what you're learning within your everyday classroom and your content, you know, taking that and thinking about ways to solve problems with what you've learned and ways that you can, you know, perhaps create a business, but, you know, just ways that within our world that we can make a difference and make the world a better place. And so there's just so many opportunities. It's very exciting.
And we've been able to walk through the building, and that's one thing I love about it. There's the high ceilings, the huge classrooms. They're going to have the collaboration spaces. You've shown me some of the designs for the furniture. It's going to look very new on the inside and have its historical integrity on the outside. It seems like it's an educator's dream to get to be a principal there, a teacher there. So tell me about that.
You know, it really is a dream come true. I feel very honored and blessed to have the opportunity to reopen this school. And really, I mean, from a teacher standpoint and from a student standpoint, I just cannot imagine a better situation where you're going to have this historic building, such history that's so important to our city, but then completely renovated with the most up-to-date 21st century learning spaces. This opportunity for collaboration, this opportunity for wonderful partnerships with the city. You know, we have so many people, like Elizabeth was saying, we've had so many just donors, people who have donated financial resources, but I know I've already received interest from community members who also want to donate their time. And so having this opportunity to bring in our community and really connect our school and community together, it's just really going to be, it's a dream come true.
It really is a dream come true for the educators who've done the curriculum at Barton Academy, for the Barton Academy Foundation, and for all of us who've gotten to be a part of it. It really is an exciting venture for our community. So we had to break for a commercial, but when we come back, we'll go back to Barton Academy where we'll show you the inside of this historic building, and so just stay tuned.
When it comes to getting your child through school, at times it can be overwhelming.
What school to choose, what classes to take, how to apply for college.
To help answer these questions and more, we would like to invite you to join us on Parent Connect as we take an in-depth look at some of the issues and concerns you may have about your child's education.
So get connected with Parent Connect, weekly right here on the MCPSS TV network.
So we are here at the historic Barton Academy in downtown Mobile, where we're going to give the public the first inside look at the building in more than 10 years since it was occupied by the school board. But first, I want to give you a little bit of the history of this wonderful building. So in the 1820s, there was a state representative named Willoughby Barton who convinced the state to establish the Mobile County Board of School Commissioners. And so the Board of School Commissioners bought this entire city block off Government Street in downtown Mobile to build a school here. And that's what they did. In 1836, they started construction and they completed it in 1839. To pay for the building, they did have to charge tuition for a couple of decades. But then in 1852, they were able to allow students to attend school here for free, making it the first public school in the state of Alabama. And it operated as a public school building for about 100 years, closing just for the Civil War. It was a high school until 1926 when Murphy High School opened, and then it became a middle school, which it operated as until the 1960s when the school system moved its central offices here. And it was central offices until 2007 when the board moved out west with the intention of putting a school back into Barton, which is what we're here today to celebrate, the fact that that is going to happen. So joining me now, we have the principal of the Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies, Dr. Amanda Jones. And Dr. Jones, we've heard about the history of the school. It was occupied in the mid-1800s, and you're going to occupy it again in the 2020s with students. What's that like for you to be part of this?
Well, this is a very exciting opportunity. Obviously, we're in a very historic and beautiful building in downtown Mobile. It represents so much of Mobile's history. So having the opportunity to be a part of this history and bring the school back to life with our students and, taking our first public school in Alabama and rejuvenating it again with students is just a wonderful opportunity. I'm very excited.
And we've had the opportunity to go inside the building and see it. So what's that like, just knowing that these students are going to be part of history again?
There's so much history inside the building. Just through the renovation process, we found columns and parts and pieces of the original building. And so knowing that we're going to be able to bring those students, renovate the building where we still have the history, but also bringing it to the 21st century and having those opportunities for our students is just a wonderful opportunity for them.
That's right. So the outside it's going to look like it did in 1839, but on the inside it's going to be a world-class school with collaboration labs. It's going to be different on the inside, correct?
On the bottom floor, we have a media center, a collaboration lounge, and a collaboration lab for our students. So everything on the inside is going to be updated to a 21st century, just state-of-the-art school for our students.
So historic on the outside, innovative on the inside. What a wonderful opportunity this is for you.
It's going to be outstanding. I can't wait to have students back in the building.
And for our students as well. They're going to be excited to be a part of history once again. And so we are going to go inside Barton Academy, but first we're going to break for a commercial, and when we come back, let's go in.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it. Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Hello, I'm Helena Tyler. I would like to invite you to join me for Inside Education. Come with us as we take a look at what's happening around Mobile County Public Schools, as well as what's happening in your child's classroom. That's Inside Education, right here on the MCPSS TV network.
So we are now inside Barton Academy. Joining me, I have Mike Griswold, who works in our facilities division and is overseeing the renovation work inside. And so tell us, we're on the 3rd floor. What are we looking at right here?
This is the original facade of Barton Academy. Construction began in 1836 and the original footprint stopped here. There was 3 additions added on to Barton Academy over the years, a wing on each end and a 3rd wing in the back. Our goal is to preserve and protect, and hopefully if funding is available, we will be able to show this as an accent wall for future education into the original.
Because what a treasure it is to see this. You see the original molding and all that. And so what would this have been made of back in the 1830s?
It's all brick construction with a masonry stucco facade that was hand troweled.
Okay, so much to uncover in this wonderful building, and I want to go out to the dome to see the exterior of Barton, so let's go. So now here we are in the historic dome of Barton Academy, where we have the best view of downtown Mobile that you will ever see. And Mike, just so significant being up here. I know at one point the dome was tilting. We've had to do renovations over the years. We fixed that. And then in 2013, the school board invested about $4 million in exterior work to the building. So what was that?
What that was to preserve the building. The life of the building is the building envelope. And if you don't take care of that, the building will deteriorate. So we came in and we replaced the windows, repaired the cracks in the stucco, put a new roof on the building to keep it dry, and during that same time we restored the fence around the campus.
And that was a great way to kick off the interior renovations, and it showed that the school system was serious about putting a school here. We invested the money in it. I know we had Nick Holmes did the architecture work on it, and Ben Radcliffe is doing the work on the interior right now. So just what's this been like for you to see take place?
Well, I love historic buildings, so this was an honor and a pleasure to be a part of. Everybody knows Barton Academy is a monumental piece for Mobile County Public Schools, and it's been an establishment in Mobile County and the city of Mobile since the beginning of population, just about. So it's been a real privilege.
Such a historic building. I love the renovation work going on here. We're going to make more history here as it becomes the Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies, and you can be part of history. If you would like to apply, go to mcpss.com/magnetschools or follow the Barton Academy Facebook page for information on that. Thank you so much for joining us for Homeroom as we've taken this field trip to Barton, and we'll see you next time.